only reason CK2 still feels better is nothing more because it has more DLCs than CK3.
Okay, buddy, anyway, welcome to one of CK2's more than 3 start dates. Why 1204 specifically, you might be wondering? Well, recently I got to 1204 subscribers. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing as the Latin Empire, but not as Emperor Baldwin. I tried that before, it didn't go too well. Culture... Norman. I dub the... Richard. Wounded has got to be the best trait. It knocks off 11 years and normally heals right up. Crusader, obviously. Average 4th Crusade enjoyer. Strong. I can knock off a few more years with Uncouth. Credit where it's due, this was like a $5 DLC in CK2 and you can do it for free in Crusader Kings 3. Crusader Kings 3 does have a couple things on Crusader Kings 2, I will admit, but I still overall enjoy Crusader Kings 2 more. And not just because there's more DLC. Base game CK2 is more enjoyable than CK3 with all its DLC. Provincial Revolt Strength, powerful. The Greeks are not happy about their subjugation at the hands of the Franks. Now, historically, the Latin Empire's biggest problem was manpower shortages. That's not quite represented in the game. Right off the bat, I can levy 3,000 Greek troops willing to die for the Catholic faith and their emperor of like a week. So, little house rule for myself. I can use this army of crusaders that historically did stay behind in the Latin Empire for a while. I can hire mercenaries, I can hire retinues, but I can't raise levies from counties that are not my faith. Anyways, right off the bat, I don't have an heir of my dynasty. If I die now, that's an instant game over. Fortunately, I can marry the Princess of Hungary, allowing me to forge an alliance with the King of Hungary. Now, I would like to have a son. Second, the Latin Emperor starts off with claims all over Greece and Anatolia. Not all over Anatolia, just these two duchies. I think the play is to go in on the Nicene Empire first. They're simultaneously the biggest threat and also the one from whom I can take the most in a single war. Get in here, my brother-in-law. Crusade for Egypt, eh? That's where we were headed. I shall join the crusade once I finish dealing with the Greeks. River crossing penalty into mountains, we take that. If we still somehow lose, I will convert to Orthodox because clearly God is on their side. I was joking. The Hungarian army is linked up with ours, so now we have twice the army of the Nicaeans. And with that, the war is won. And I lose the wounded trait too. Now I just gotta hopefully avoid taking too much attrition while sieging down these forts. Fate smiles upon me, my wife, Elizabeth, is pregnant. I think I clicked out of it too quickly earlier, but Constantinople has converted to Catholics, meaning by my little house rules, I can now raise levies from there. 'Twas but a daughter. If I'm not willing to attack the Nicaeans on hills, what's going to happen is I'm just going to siege down forts and then they're going to go and take them back while I'm sieging down others. I think they may have missed a spot, or just not updated the claims of the Latin Emperor when Holy Fury came out and they added a bunch of new provinces. Anyways, time to go deal with this little rebellion. The Nicene Empire is no longer centered on Nicaea. Now that I'm at peace and have a bit of money in the bank, let's organize a coronation ceremony. I've got righteous imprisonment, so I can just steal his land. I see he's Catholic now, that was quick. It's looking like my self-imposed limitation of only levying Catholics will be nothing more than a temporary setback. Crown Authority of Latin Empire doesn't allow revocation. I am now down to 1,400 of my starting event troops. When last we met it was Monday. I was gonna take a quick break from recording, throw stuff together, be back recording by that evening. It is now Wednesday. It just be like that sometimes. Anyway, in the intervening time, I did figure out how to do what I was trying to do and secretly convert to Orthodox. I'm a man on my word. I'm still going to remain overtly Catholic though. The dynasty will remain Catholic. I'm not throwing away the whole Latin Empire run over a throwaway line. Also, assessing the situation with fresh eyes, I am 46. I have but a daughter. My wife is, I'm probably not knocking her up again, so Elizabeth here may well be my heir, which means I'm going to change her guardian and try and find her a matrilineal match. Staurakios Palaiologos. Oh, I've been mispronouncing it this whole time. It's not Palaiologos, it's Palaiologos. Anyway, historically, the Palaiologoi were the ones to reunite the Byzantine Empire. Prusa is Catholic. We must keep up appearances in public, you see. That was fast. It's another girl. Actually, she's hair-lipped. Somehow, Lepa has returned. Fabricating a claim on that will allow me to revoke it without incurring tyranny. Conflict averted. I shall celebrate by hiring retainers. I can marry Lepa off to the king of Sicily. Wife's pregnant again? Let's hope for a son. Let's go. Got a son. I think at like the last possible minute. I'm gonna have to do something about that name though. Alexander, that will do nicely. 50% Hun, 50% Frank, 100% a nightmare to the Romans. Our greatest warrior shall raise you. Genius from Germany, you shall be the mother of my grandchildren. Anyways, Bulgaria is engaged in 2 wars at the moment, and I, for whatever reason, have a bunch of claims on counties along the Bulgarian border. Mongol Empire just dropped. I've captured the heir of Bulgaria. I shall raise him myself. There hasn't been a single battle yet this war, but I've lost a lot of troops just from attrition. King of Bulgaria just died in this battle. I granted the Count of Adrianople a county off of Bulgaria, which gets him to like me enough to convert to Catholicism at my request. The rest of the land I conquered off Bulgaria I gave to these men who used to be barons, in exchange for them converting to Catholicism. I've got pneumonia, I'm not long for this world. It's looking like we got a long regency ahead of us. Luckily I did remember to assign a designated regent. Emperor Richard died of pneumonia. I sent troops to aid the Prince of Antioch, and the Pope liked that, so he sent me gold. I shall use that gold to create the Kingdom of Thrace, which will allow me to declare war on the Chalcedonian Empire to take entire duchies off of them. And my directly owned land is all Catholic by now, so I can just raise all. My sister has had a son. The HRE has returned to its Carolingian roots. That is a pretty large revolt. Lepa's all grown up, soon it will be my turn. They outnumber me and they're on defensive terrain, but they do seem to be mostly light infantry, so... With this siege, the war is won. Just in time for me to come of age. Last time I picked have a son and had 2 daughters first. This time I pick have a daughter. Reverse psychology, you know, get one up on the game. It would seem I am terrible at everything except war, so that's what I'll focus on. Now if I want to get crowned, I'm gonna have to wait for this war with Venice to end. In the meanwhile, the Count of Philippopolis has a claim on Moesia, so I can steal most of what's left of Bulgaria in a single war. Now I just gotta beat the Bulgarians before I can organize a coronation ceremony. Let me guess, 350 gold for the Catholic Church. You're growing predictable, old man. Cope and seethe, I guess? Achaia is now ruled by a woman, so I can press my weak claim to the duchy. Thessalonica is currently ruled by a Serb, but the game doesn't properly recognize them as illegitimate, so I'm going to have to kill him if I want to press my weak claim. There's the Achaean army. I've got the money and the retinue cap to hire more knights. Now that'll bring us up to 236 plot power. And I cannot press all claims, I'll have to take them one at a time. They sailed around behind me to besiege Constantinople. The Count of Lesbos died, that's a shame. He had like 23 marshal. Finally, we've been married for, what, like 7 years at this point. I'm starting to think she was defective. First budget deficit of the campaign, 33 years in. And it's a girl. I did the Elodie. And she's weak. You're a disgrace to that name. This man's got a claim on 3 duchies. I shall grant him the county of Thessalonica and then claim Lycnidos for him. I really don't think this is the best time to be going for Jerusalem, what with the Muslims being pretty disunited over here. We're only going to take, like, at most this sliver here. Well, 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 if it isn't the man I couldn't get co-conspirators to help kill. Now, hopefully this war will end in time for me to actually contribute to that. Actually, while everyone else is focusing on the Levant, most Muslims who are going to join a Muslim holy war are probably going to join the Crusade, right? So, I go in on Rum. My nephew has come of age before my wife has given me a son. It's looking like he's actually going to be my heir. Uh-oh. Let's see, Rum is locked in and will arrive May 29th. I will arrive May 23rd. So this will be a defensive battle, across the river into mountains. Let me liberate the Armenians and then I'll go put down the lesbians. Oh, now I have a son. And he's a genius, let's go. Screw you, Richard, you're disinherited. Yes, I shall make my previous heir the godfather of my new heir. Dang, the Crusade's already over. Did I capture the entire Turkish nobility in that battle? The war is won. Mlad the Armenian is the only claimant to the Duchy of Cilicia who will join my court. I shall make you Duke of Cilicia in exchange for... I can't demand you become Catholic until we're at peace. And my sister's Paleologos husband went off to join the Knights Templar or something, so now, you become Catholic, and you become Catholic. Hello, King Gauslin, how would you like to marry my daughter? You're club-footed, she's weak, y'all are perfect for each other. And now I shall forge an alliance with you to hopefully keep you alive this time. I've been presented with the option to become Greek. Now, as you can probably tell from my dynasty name being of Normandy in Greek, I have kind of been planning on doing this from the beginning. My son Norman is still Norman. Me converting to Greek doesn't automatically convert my entire court. Speaking of Prince Norman, he needs a wife, and this Mongol girl, she's got a good congenial trait. I'd rather get something like strong, you know, because he's already, genius is better than quick, but I think genius and quick, a child born of this union would have a greater shot at having at least one of those. And also Altani here gives me a non-aggression pact with the Mongol Empire. Is not landless. Are you not the Mongol Emperor? These cataphracts I can recruit now that I'm Greek actually seem better than the knight retinues. Horse archers are better than light cavalry. Mostly light infantry. Let's see how they stack up against Frankish knights. I forgot to put a leader on that and they still won. I keep suspecting that my wife is cheating on me and I don't have paranoid, so I'm starting to think it might actually be correct. My son is 5 years old. How is he already scarred? I feel like I should have been notified of that. Excuse me? I am 1 county shy of being able to form the Kingdom of Greece. My vassal up here is making his own move on Epirus. My vassal thinks she could be a better chancellor than my wife. Why do I get the scandalous counselor modifier if I replace one woman with another? I just converted the Mongol Empire. One big war for the rest of Greece. I'd go in on Epirus too, but it's between the Duchess of Achaia and the Duke of Macedonia. They're gonna take Epirus's last 2 duchies. That's a shame. That is quite the expensive army I'm fielding. Now I disband my army and raise only some of my levies. This is a much more financially responsibly sized army. Venice won their war to religiously liberate Epirus, but not before my vassal got a single county off of them. A massive peasant rebellion has just broken out. I was kind of hoping Norman would stay Norman. Leave this peasant revolt here for the Serbians to deal with. The betrothal just disappeared. She went into hiding because she's pregnant. I don't want an unfaithful harlot for a daughter-in-law anyway. Ugly, hunchbacked genius. Do I want to take that risk? Nah, I'll just go with a strong Norwegian girl. Forgot I had that. I think I'm far enough east that that's not going to be my problem. Off the coast of Aquitaine. That's rough, buddy. Serbs finally put down that revolt. Just married off my son normally, not matrilineally, to the heir of Antioch. Meaning in 2 generations, Antioch is going to be ruled by my dynasty. Perhaps Prince Raymond here agreed to that because he's a little, slow. White peace, get out of here. That siege we instantly flipped from -26 to positive 78. What? Who did this to you? Misguided warrior, could be worse. He's got pretty good martial, he's got pretty good diplomacy. Of course, that war was actually a net loss on territory because during it, Basilissa of Chalcedon inherited Abydos over here. There was a man here last I saw. Anyway, the Count of Euboea is still the Greek vassal with the highest opinion of me, so I shall grant her the Kingdom of Greece in exchange for becoming Catholic. Massive uprising in Bulgaria. That was quick. As I retired to my chambers, I was shocked to find a copy of the Orthodox Bible. I'm pretty sure this means there's a secret society in my realm, trying to convert us to Orthodox. But I shall remain a faithful Catholic like my father before me. That Bulgarian revolt has established the Kingdom of Bulgaria, which means I can now create it. My son's waging war in the Kizikosian Empire. It's not working out for him so far. My niece, the Duchess of Anatolia, is going in on the Turks. I wish her the best of luck in that endeavor. Astobus here broke free of Vidin. And Bulgaria's going in on Vidin. Civil war in the Nicene Empire. That is quite a lot of peasants. Better numbers and better quality. Perhaps I should have waited until I could bring a general over here. The Holy War for Anatolia is not going well for my niece. Let's give her some support. For the first time in this campaign, I'm going to raise all vassal levies. We're mostly Catholic by this point. I feel like we could get away with levying the locals. And I shall also hire the Knights of Calatrava. Our Christian brothers in Edessa are threatened by Sunni rebels. Probably shouldn't be going on side quests like this when I'm hemorrhaging funds. My son Frank has requested to join the Knights of Calatrava, which will disinherit him. Highly suspicious. This character is almost certainly a member of a secret society, and he's married to an Orthodox woman. I'm starting to think Duke Oswulf here might be the one responsible for all those Orthodox Bibles that keep getting left on my bed. Frankish Knights vs. Steppe Cavalry. Let's see who wins. The reason we're invested in this Cuman Civil War, by the way, is that Tortugal here is Catholic and is fighting to overthrow the Muslim Pulad. I was already wounded. Am I like double wounded now? No, I'm maimed and severely injured. You know what, actually we're gonna go home. Never mind. We shall follow my father's final orders and return to Constantinople. I'm the guardian of my wife's illegitimate child. Where's the, sent to a nunnery button? Why does beatification give an opinion modifier if you only get it after dying? Right, now I'll be taking back my property. The Kingdom of Jerusalem is going in on Jerusalem. Our final act of the campaign will be helping to recover Jerusalem. Good luck with that. I think that's the best education trait for Marshall. Aside from Marshall, he has kinda mid stats overall. I thought I trained him better than this. My vassal just won his holy war against Rum. Victory in the siege is enough to get us to 100%. Now I can go back to the Balkans and finally organize a coronation ceremony. Well, I've got to go all the way to Italy to depose someone. Can I have my coronation now? I spent all the treasury on that war, so it's going to have to be a small ceremony. I kneel before Pope Honorius III in the empty hall of my palace. The Pope blesses me and places the crown upon my head, proclaiming me Basileus. I learned through the notification of his death that my brother rose to the rank of Grand Master of the Knights of Calatrava. Anyway, that's where I think I'll leave it off with my coronation as the Eastern Roman Emperor. Actually, hold up, wait a minute. Never mind, there's one more thing we can do. Request for a claim has been granted. I'm gonna finish off the Nicene Empire and then we'll call it a video. Took us nearly 90 years, but we finally finished off the Nicene Empire. Epirus is reduced to a rump state. Trebizond and Bulgaria are simply gone. Rump still remains, but as big as they are, it's going to be, I don't know, 50 years for me to kill them. Before I leave, though, I'm going to give one last look around the map, because what a map it is. Scotland's kind of normal, except for, you know, Essex down here. England doesn't look too bad until you go in and see that it's a Castilian. AI Wales, I don't think I've ever seen that. Ireland, aside from Brazil up here, doesn't look too bad until you right click on Ireland and see that they're also Castilian. France is just gone. It was a bad dream, never happened. Brittany this is the greatest I've ever seen AI Brittany, and they've also been converting culture all throughout here. Aquitaine, you guessed it, also Castilian. The Aztec Empire has somehow been taken over by Turkish Muslims. No clue how that happened. Aragon actually looks kind of normal. North Africa is just Italian, and it is quite thoroughly Catholic. The Catholic Church fully controls all 5 holy sites. Russia's just a mess, as always. And last but not least, Catholic Mongol Empire. Catholicism has had an amazing game this game.